This is the plaintiff, Benito Martinez. He says the defendant's two vicious unleashed dogs attacked his docile lab named Chula, bit her repeatedly in the stomach, requiring an emergency vet to give her over 100 stitches. And the rude and uncaring defendant refuses to cover the costs. It's taken his dog a long time to recover. The defendant won't communicate with him, so he has no other choice but to sue for the $1,654.78 he's owed. This is the defendant, Catherine Spargo. She says all three dogs were not leashed, but she has an electronic collar where she's able to zap them if need be. The plaintiff's dog, however, ran up to her two dogs. They defended her and there was an impromptu scuffle. She feels victimized by the plaintiff because he tried to get her babies taken from her by the cops. Oh, him? No way. She's accused of harboring vicious animals.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant's dog attacked his lab so badly he had to get him 100 stitches. But the defendant says the lab was the instigator. It's the case of bad lab experiment.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Benito Martinez, you are suing Catherine Spargo. Wow. Those horses are dogs. They are big dogs there. For $1,654.78 in vet bills that you have incurred as a result of what you say was a vicious attack by her dogs of your dog. Tell me what happened.
Yes, Judge. Back in January, my wife and I were walking in a local arboretum in our neighborhood. It was after a snowstorm, so there was hardly anybody in the park. We were walking in with our dog unleashed. She's a Labrador.
Oh, with your dog?
Our dog, Chula. And she was unleashed.
Unleashed.
Yes.
Okay.
And she was walking.
Your dog's name is what?
Chula.
Chula?
Yes.
That's a great name. What's that mean?
Whatever.
Good looking. That's like a slang Hispanic term for hot or good looking, right? Okay, go ahead.
And
what kind of dog is it?
she's a Labrador.
Okay, she's Chula. All right, go ahead.
And we were walking. She stays with us all the time, so we never worried about it too much.
Except for that it's a law, but you don't worry about it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And we were in the park. The park does say keep dogs on a leash, but
which didn't need saying because it's the law anyway. But go ahead. But
absolutely.
On top of that, the park rules are clearly delineated there, saying keep your dogs on a leash. And then what happened?
Absolutely. As we're walking around the pond, I could see Miss Spargo with her two German Shepherds about 100 yards away. I could hear her telling them to heel. I think they probably saw us and they got a little excited. You could tell that they probably did see us. And as we got closer, she was about 40 feet away.
Who was 40 feet away?
Miss Spargo and the two German Shepherds. Chula was about 3 or 4 feet in front of me. And I had told her to heel, and she was still. And I just told her to let her know that my dog wasn't going to do anything crazy. I said, my dog's friendly. She just likes to play. And she said, well, my dogs are not friendly.
Okay.
And just as she said that, I saw her dogs both crouch. And then, sorry, they jumped on her.
Wait, Chula's in front of you, 3 feet in front of you when they jump on her, or Chula runs off?
No, they ran towards her. And before I could do anything, they were on top of her.
Okay.
She just rolled over because she's very submissive. And for at least a couple minutes, all they did was bite her.
Were you able to get them off of Chula?
I really don't know what caused them to let her go. But after, it seemed like forever, but probably a minute or two, they finally just let her go. And
what was anybody doing during that minute or two to get them to release?
I was trying to pull them off, and my wife was trying to pull them off. I'm not sure if Miss Spargo tried or not. I'm sure she probably did. But nothing would stop them. They just attacked her and it wouldn't stop.
Okay. Once it was over, you pick up Chula, and what happens? You take her to the vet? She's alive, right? The dog's alive?
Yes, ma'am.
The dog made
yes,
it?
Judge, yes.
Okay, and so what happens at the vet?
At the vet, the animal controls officer, the police officer comes, and with the animal controls officer, they take our statement, and then they take pictures as evidence for the before they do surgery.
Okay, do you have photos?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to regret asking this. Okay. Go on.
And They gave us an estimate when we first got there of how much they thought it would cost based on the wounds that they saw. And then, so we paid that up front. And then after about 5 hours, they called us and said we could pick her up. They were done. They gave her over 100 stitches.
Now, the total amount of the vet bills, including like the follow-up visits and all that, was the $1,654.78?
Yes, yes.
All right. What happened?
My story is a little bit different. I walk at this park all the time with my dogs. Although they weren't on their leash, they were on electronic leash. I've had them professionally trained with that. I saw the Martinez coming and I asked them, the path that we always take goes to the right. They were coming to my left. And I said, could you just hold up because we're going to go to the right? And their response was, oh no, she likes to play. And before I could even say another word, their dog ran at us. It wasn't next to them. It ran at my dogs.
Well, your dogs were not on a leash either.
They were on electronic leash, which I found out.
How'd that work for you?
Well, that time it didn't work. It didn't work. But I didn't know that they weren't recognized in the state. I thought that was acceptable.
No, it's, folks, when you say, there was nothing that could have prevented it, there is something that could have prevented it. Everybody.
Correct.
Following the law. I mean, there's a reason for this, They're animals. I know we love them like they're our children, but they are not our children. Because believe it or not, our children are actually more in our control. Okay? You have to have, especially you've got some big, beautiful dogs. They're big. And you've got to have them within your control because you being able to pull them off is what would ward off this attack. And you got to have your dog under your control because you being able to pull your dog up is what would have stopped this attack too. And neither one of you are respecting what you're supposed to do. Both of you are parading. Now, I got a kid who was deathly afraid of dogs. I can't walk in that park with my kid because the two of you own the place.
You're right.
Come on.
Are these electric leashes effective? Are they like holding a leash?
No, I don't think so. You can't really tell if the dog's getting shocked or what's going on. So,
are they good enough? Are they like Are they like a regular physical leash?
I think no.
You don't think so? Is it obeying the leash law to have a dog out on an electric leash? What do you think? Who has an opinion about that?
I think it's not human. Also, it's not nice to have that to a dog.
Oh, because it might shock him a little bit or something
I think
like that?
that's not
But
nice.
is it as effective?
No.
I don't think so either. I got to say it. Some dogs just muscle through it, going inside the courtroom.
How bad? I'm looking at the pictures. It was pretty bad.
Well, I did help try to get the dogs off, and it seemed like it was forever. Like he said, there was snow on the ground. I fell flat on my face trying to pull them off. The Martinez's, when we finally separated the dogs, they did walk away with the dog. I tried giving them my information because I felt terrible about the whole thing, and I called the police myself. And so they talked to the Martinez's first to get to do what they had to do.
Did the Martinez's ever contact you to tell you what the vet bills were?
Well, okay. What happened was I was going to give them a couple days, some time to heal because I know I'm the last person they really want to talk to, and I got a certified letter from them.
Okay, can I see that?
I don't. It was in the court documents. So the certified letter from Mrs. Martinez was a little bit about how her and her husband lost wages from work and that her children were traumatized. They weren't even there. So it made me sort of suspicious because are they just looking for vet bills or are they want more damages? So I ended up having to contact my lawyer, who in turn turned me over to my homeowner's insurance. And then once the homeowner's insurance got involved, I wasn't allowed to speak to the Martinez's.
Okay, here's a letter from, I guess, your wife. I'm the owner of the Black Labrador that your dog's brutally attacked. My dog received surgery, resulting in over 100 stitches. She's been unable to lie down or sleep well since the unprovoked attack because her entire underside is bruised, covered with stitches and drains. We have not slept either. When I close my eyes, I see the laughing, insane mouths of your dogs, filled with Chula's flesh and blood as they attacked her and you stood by, as helpless as we felt. Okay, I know that this is painful for you, but frankly, this is really over the top. You are as guilty of the same thing she's guilty of.
Yes,
okay.
Judge.
And, I know you think, well, my dog would never do that. She thinks her dogs would never do that. Has your dog ever attacked another dog?
No.
Okay. So everybody thinks their dog is special. And
Judge,
then, so they don't have to follow the rules. We're afraid to go outside with our dog now. Enclosed, please find the bill from the vet. I will keep you informed of future bills. So then you decide that you can't have this open-ended thing. You turn it over to homeowners. Did homeowners try to settle with you?
They tried to settle for $600.
Which was
at the time, it was less than half.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Martinez. You feel that she should pay the entire vet bill because what?
Just because it was her dogs that ran and attacked my dog. My dog did not approach her dogs. She was next to me the whole time, and she was under my control.
You got a subsequent letter, and what did she say in that letter?
Well, she went on about, it was wintertime still, so I walk my dogs all the time in that area. I've lived there 20 years, and I know now what street they live on. I didn't at that point even know where they lived. And I guess I was walking by their house, so she was sort of implied that I was stalking them. Her kids were still afraid to go out of the house. My dogs are on a leash all the time now. They never go anywhere without a leash. I learned my lesson. So,
okay. According to you, she called the police and tried to get your dogs put down?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Letter. Well, she wanted to see, because of the attack, if they could euthanize the dogs. And the police said, we don't do that, because it's dogs on dogs, and dogs, that's why there's a leash law.
Right, that was part of the initial questions when we asked the animal control officer. We weren't trying to hunt your dogs now.
Oh, well, the way it came across.
We weren't trying to hunt her dogs and get them slaughtered. I love dogs.
She didn't say that.
I know.
She said that you called the police to try to get the dogs put down by the police.
No, we only talked to the police about it after the initial report and then the animal controls.
The way you describe it, I can understand why you feel like she should pay most of the bill. Maybe not all of the bill the way you feel, but most of the bill. The way she describes it, if your dog had been on a leash, the dog wouldn't have come up to the other two dogs, And so we've got a problem here. And the one thing I do know beyond the shadow of any doubt is that all the dogs were off the leash. And the dogs didn't make that decision. The humans did. So I'm going to call it 50-50. And I'm going to order her to pay half of the vet bills, $827.39. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Wow, here come a couple of huge dogs out into the hallway here. All right. They're friendly, right?
Yes.
I mean, you could step up a little bit. Okay. I'm not that scared. Hi, guys.
Sit down.
Can I pet them?
Yep.
All right. So so the verdict is 50-50. What's your reaction to that?
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both of us were at fault. We should have had our dogs on the leash and we didn't. So.
How much do these dogs weigh?
They're about 105 pounds each.
How much do you feed? How much do you have to? Yeah. You're constantly feeding these dogs?
Well, no, they eat twice a day, but.
Hey. All right. So you've learned your lesson about the leashes?
They're always on the leash now.
You know
always.
that.
I do.
You watch the People's Court.
I do.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So long. All right. Head right down there. Heel. All right. Let's see if you've learned the same lesson. Step on in here. 50-50. That's how the law works in this case. What's your reaction to that?
I guess that's fair. I was an idiot and trusted that other people knew how to control their dogs, and I paid the price for that.
All right, so you're going to keep your dog on a leash from now on?
She's always on a leash now, and I hope that she does the same. It's something that nobody should have to go through.
Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, this is called comparative negligence. What it means is that you dock somebody the amount of their damages, the extent to which they're responsible for the damage they suffered. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.